Hello and welcome back. All of you, thanks for staying with us. And lovely engagement throughout the day. We are on our fifth session of the day. And as per the agenda, which you're seeing on the platform, we are on the session number 13 now. We bring to you a versatile personality, a great friend, of course, for many years, and also a fantastic maritime professionals, a young and dynamic Mr. Kaushik Seal. And I will, of course, before I tell you where Kaushik is coming from, and presently he's in Singapore. And before I tell you his skills and expertise, I wanted to just play a short introduction to Kaushik. Tech team, can we have Kaushik Seal's introduction, please?
Kaushik Seal, Market Development Manager, StormGeo, Singapore. Currently, the Market Development Manager for Southeast Asia and Pacific, looking after the sales and commercial business of the Fleet Performance Management Unit at StormGeo. Kaushik held a similar role earlier in the Digital Solutions and Innovations ecospace at DNV-GL. Prior to this, he was head of GL Systems Certification and head of GL Academy in South Asia. Before joining GL, he was Vice President Technical with Aquarius Services, an associate of Anglo-Eastern Ship Management, a ship surveyor, lead auditor, and global lead tutor with Lloyd's Register. Country Manager India with ABS Quality Evaluations, Quality Manager with Applied Research International, Simulations and a Sailing Chief Engineer with Great Eastern Shipping Company. He is a Fellow of the Institute of Marine Engineers and a Chartered Engineer with the Institution of Engineers in India. With over 35 years of industry experience, his daily dose of fresh ideas stems from the philosophy that enjoy what you do and do what you enjoy. The Naval Connection proudly presents Mr. Kaushik Seal as a speaker at the Technology in Maritime TIM 2021 Global Virtual Conference.
Kaushik Seal, before I call you, I mean, such a versatile introduction. I mean, from quality to training to engineering to safety, certification, surveys, marketing, branding. I mean, what you don't have. I'm wondering what you don't have. So a little bit of before you go on to the actual presentation for 20 minutes, just want your thoughts on how did you get so many skills into one? So I know it's a, like everybody said, that it's a constant journey of learning, but how could you acquire so many? How did you develop so many of those skills?
Thank you, Shaukat. Thanks to the TNC for this wonderful opportunity given to StormGeo and myself to present our competencies and capabilities. To answer your query, yeah, of course, we know each other for so many years, and learning is really the key and the lifeblood to one's existence in this universe. So I strongly believe in that philosophy, and you got to keep, reinventing yourself and keep improving your own version. That's what you need to do. And in the process, if you're enjoying that, then there's nothing like it. So that's been my mantra, and it has, fortunately, I've been very fortunate to have wonderful peers, colleagues, seniors to help me along the way. So, yep.
Great. Kaushik Seal now will present on the S-Suite StormGeo one-stop integrated shipping solution. So over to you, and you speak for 20 minutes, and then we can go into a interactive question answer session.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Let me quickly share my screen. Are you able to see this?
Absolutely, yes. Please go ahead.
Wonderful. Yeah. So the S-Suite, a one-stop solution connecting the maritime and the shipping industry. That's precisely what we have done in the last few years, and in terms of technology, where we stand in our portfolio, a bit on StormGeo. We have about 70% of our business in shipping. And if you see the left-hand pie, it offers us solutions in the various spaces, starting from planning and navigation, route optimization, and then, of course, fleet performance management, and our bread and butter service, which is the route advisory services. Right? So that essentially constitutes what we do in shipping. But apart from that, we are also in oil and gas renewables and cross-industry, and a bit in media. For example, we have a weather channel in Norway, which primarily was the starting of the StormGeo-like business many moons ago. So essentially, we are in the sustainable ocean business, and we are part of the UN Global Compact, where we leverage ocean sustainability to deliver the global goals as per the United Nations. Our market position, well, 12,000 vessels from last year, which tantamounts to about 65,000 voyages for which we have provided route advisory services. We also have our onboard route optimization software, which is called the Bon Voyage System, BVS for short. We have that on 5,500 vessels. Then we have our standard onboard reporting systems on another 5,000 vessels. And we have got the Fleet Performance Management solutions on about 3,500. And then about charts and publications on another 3,000 vessels. So that tells you how we are spanned across all the sectors in the shipping industry. Yeah. So what we see in the shipping industry today is that the relevant data, although it gets captured from various sort of like systems, but it's still very scattered. And we also see that various parts of the organizations, they obviously have different agendas, but these processes are kind of disconnected. And as a result of this silo-based thinking, it leads the organization on not capitalizing on their potential synergies, right? So the challenges what we face are that the vessel and the shore systems, they're not viewing the same reality. Yeah, there's some disconnect. Yeah. We have vessels being detained at ports because of non-compliance. We have high operational and voyage costs. We have huge data quality issues, and I'm going to talk about that a little later. Then, of course, we are not being able to accurately describe the vessels according to charter party terms. This is what we have observed in our experience. And of course, vessels subjected to traffic and weather risks. And mind you, with this climate change thinking, what's happening globally, you would see that the importance of weather risks cannot be but overemphasized. As a result, our team thought that it's a good idea to bring about cost-effective solutions. And it's a novel idea to bring everything on a single platform. And we brought out the S Suite, which is essentially a one-stop solution across all the platforms on board. So whether you're doing planning and navigation, which essentially is the S Planner solution of ours, or whether you are doing the route advisory service, which means you are ensuring compliance in terms of maximizing your voyage, and you're optimizing vessel performance using then the asset side, right? So what is S Suite? we realized the importance that a single data source is the best way forward. We saw during our past years of working with the various shipping companies that across the departments, there were multiple reporting systems which were happening, and that led to obviously frustration from the crew, and it led to severe data quality issues. So what we launched was a unique single platform, a single data source. So if you look at the green part on the left, top left of the screen from the ship, that's the S Insight log, which is our single reporting system, which then pushes the data to our servers. And from there, it goes to the various other solutions which we have, namely the S routing, where we do the classical routing, the voyage optimization, RTA service, and of course, end of voyage report. Yeah. Then the green part is the fleet performance, which is the commercial, technical, and the environmental compliance. And we also have a performance center service built around this on the SN side. And lastly, we look at the S planner, which of course forms the first part of planning and navigation on board. So when you look at charts and publications, so that's the feedback you then give back for effective voyage planning. So to give you another view, this is our connected system for an optimal fleet performance management. So starting from the left, which is your navigational planning station. Yeah, so the three parts which we showed you in the previous slide was the S planner, the S routing, and the S Insight log. That then from the ship goes to our servers. Yeah, and we of course have our own servers, and we also have a service built around with a collaboration with DNV's Veracity, which is powered by Azure, and with that, we are able to then meaningfully provide the commercial and technical performance, the end of voyage report, and of course, performance center service. So a brief into all the three solutions. So why is S Planner integrated in the first place with the S Suite? Yeah. So in order to do efficient planning and navigation, we have to integrate voyage planning, route optimization, and of course, charts and publications into one easy to use workflow. So that's essentially what we want to do. And of course, we attain navigational compliance, which is of course the numero uno task of planning and navigation, right? And keeping in mind the safety of the crew and the vessel and the cargo, right? And of course, if you're planning a voyage, you have to keep fuel efficiency in mind and the voyage costs. And so our solutions will help you do that with the least costs. We optimize the workflow on board, the charts, and I mentioned the BVS, which is the Bon Voyage software on board, which allows the master and the crew to do a comprehensive route plan for optimization purposes. Then we have the S Insight log with its 600 plus plausibility checks, right? And I will state the importance of this a little later when I show you the S Insight slide. And of course, the publications. Having latest updated publications is the need of the hour, right? And we have seen that in port state control inspections that the number of times an outdated document has been listed as a deficiency is numerous. So with our latest updated S Planner tab, we are able to give you this updated feature, yeah, with the flick of a button. So we mentioned the S Insight, which is a modular approach to commercial, technical, and environmental performance. So it essentially has four units to it. or flavors, you may say. The commercial, which is making the best out of your voyage on a commercial term. And then we have the technical, which provides voyage, hull and propeller, engine and systems, and gives you a deep down into what triggers a technical cost and how do you overcome it. Of course, we've got environmental compliance with the ongoing various rules and regulations, the UMRV, IMO DCS, and all the new charter requirements which are coming up, plus the ESI and the Clean Cargo Working Group. So we make sure that the reporting is complete, and one single data source then can feed multiple sort of stakeholders. That's the whole idea. Then on top of all this, we have a performance center, which ties into all the commercial, technical, and environmental performance at the top, and it gives us an overview. Yeah. So commercial, yeah, it maximizes the TCE, which is of course the most important thing in a commercial equation, right? So you maximize your TCE, you have a good connection to the voyage already. Technical, we ensure key parameters are easily monitored and benchmarked against similar sort of engines and vessels, so that you have an apples to apple comparison. And we make sure that our benchmarks are state of the art and they are quite ahead in terms of technology. As I mentioned, environmental compliance for trouble-free reporting from the various regulators. This is our unique service which we have, our alert service, and this is gaining more and more popularity amongst our customers because we are able to regularly alert the vessels and the vessel managers of any out-of-range performance. And we are able to then tell them on ways to improve, yeah, for the future. So this is a very good service, and we have technical experts in the loop which can provide actionable thoughts and items to the vessel and the crew. Why is S routing integrated? Yeah, you need to, of course, optimize your voyage. Yeah, so what good is a voyage if you don't optimize it in terms of minimum fuel cost and achieve required time of arrival, right? Maintaining, of course, your charter party warranties, yeah, and without any claims. So we have a 24/7 support from our experienced route analysts spread across the globe, and some of them have close to 30 years of experience, right? So we are quite capable in this service. Yeah. So what we intend to do is it improves communication between ship and shore, and we are able to then address, you can quantify ROI for the voyage, of course, look at an accurate and unbiased speed and consumption calculation. So that's something which our customers really favor, and we are really proud of this service of ours. Well, we have the proof of the pudding, as they say, is to let our customers speak on our behalf. And we have this Odfjell case. They are 10 years and more with us. And we have really done a very good synergy with them. And we have made sure that we have substantial and quantifiable savings in their emissions. And also, of course, it translates to US dollars. So we have given the figures there And this is like something which we are really proud to state, since it's directly linked to the UN Global Compact and the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Yeah. So, well, that's in essence what I wanted to share in terms of content. But let me quickly then sum it up by video, which is there on our booth, if some of the viewers would have seen it. But I'll play it for good order's sake.
StormGeo's S-Suite is an integrated one-stop shipping solution, including voyage planning and onboard route optimization, route advisory services, and fleet performance management, available on one single platform. With a single data source, S-Suite improves transparency between vessel and shore, enabling ship owners, ship managers, and operators to achieve cost savings while keeping their fleet safe and compliant. The S-Planner module within S-Suite improves efficiency both on board and on shore by streamlining the passage planning workflow for the voyage ahead. S-Routing advisory services support both the captain and the vessel operator to find the optimal route to ensure safety and fuel efficiency, considering vessel characteristics, weather, fuel costs, and required time of arrival. All data collected on board is visible in real time through the S-Insight module, giving the vessel owner, operator, and manager timely, actionable information so they can maximize both voyage and vessel performance. S-Insight's reliable data reporting system ensures the fleet is always compliant. StormGeo's Fleet Performance Center provides comprehensive fleet monitoring alerts and reports for maximum vessel performance throughout the voyage. When a voyage is complete, S-Suite delivers detailed reports with voyage return on investment, emission analysis, and overall fleet performance. Unlock the value of your data with StormGeo's S-Suite. Contact StormGeo today to make timely and cost-saving decisions before, during, and after a voyage.
Okay, back to you, Shaukat.
Fantastic presentation. Fantastic presentation. Very, very. Actually, I was glued to my seat. I couldn't even get up from my seat. So much of data, so much of new things. If you've got some questions from the audience as well. Excuse me. But before that, something was going on when you were speaking. So I wanted to ask you. Basically, cost is a main factor of shipping right now, and especially after the pandemic. A lot of people and ship owners are thinking about operating costs. So what you just now said, and how can the performance centers services, how does it add value to the end customer and about reducing the operating cost?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Shaukat. So that's a very, very important question. And that's the reason, the main driver for us introducing this performance center service was because of the fact that some of the operational parameters were going out of limit and it was adding costs to the operators. So then we realized that, of course, with real-time tracking, you can, of course, wire up and sensor up the entire vessel. But our intention is that for 90% of the shipping, which still operates using manually reported and a hybrid data, it's a challenge really to apply these alerts and bring these alerts back to the vessel so that then the operator would know. So if, for example, I'll give you an example. If, for example, two or more auxiliary engines, and this is, of course, down to a very specific engine room, like culture, where even on low loads, you have two generators or auxiliary engines running. So a typical alert would be generated from our performance center service. And this is typically generated the next day because, we look at the noon report and we look at manually sort of like reported data. And then we take these actions by observing the behavior and attitude on board. And then we go back to them and we tell them the idea is, of course, not to punish or blame. Idea is to improve. And of course, it also reduces the downtime in the machinery, which of course the crew realizes and then sees this as a benefit. And of course, the company gains with overall cost being down.
Yep. Thanks for answering this. You mentioned auto log data. This is very interesting. If you can just expand on them, what are the advantages and disadvantages of pitfalls of auto log data?
Right. That's a very good and huge question.
Yeah, in very short, maybe in 2 minutes, because I have got audience questions as well.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, if you look at, the challenges of taking the sensor data from the ship to the shore, and of course, we have companies like ScanReach. We yesterday saw how, Apple shows the white box, which can connect everything from the ship to the shore. However, the challenge is that most of the other equipment and machinery and cargo data is not meaningfully sent, ashore. So we do need a hybrid of that data logging to take place on board, which is part auto logged and part manual. But what we then need to do is blend that data and make sure all this is plausibility checked. And this is where StormGeo has gained tremendous experience. We have built up a community and we have these plausibility checks, smart plausibility checks built into our system, which we then alert the operator. And then over a period of time, it's not an instantaneous improvement. It improves over a period of time because we have then adjusted with the behavior of reporting. Right? So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, that does answer the question. Definitely. Thank you so much. I have one question from the audience, a sailor probably. Yes, Roshan. He has asked, how are they different from the other PMS systems on board, such as Bassinet, etc.?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the question. Yeah. Ours is typically not a planned maintenance system, right? Although an input from our sort of like technical report, a monthly or a quarterly report, it can find its way to a planned maintenance system. So we are not really monitoring each and every machinery's lifespan or life cycle. We are not doing that. We are just having a holistic view of the connected system to make sure that the voyage is complete in its technical aspect, in its commercial aspect, and in its environmental aspect. So we are typically a bit different from a planned maintenance system or a PMS service provider. That's not our main sort of USP.
Yes. Okay. One more question we've got from Anirban, and he's asking, is it only, I think you've already answered this in bits in your last question, but I'm asking this again. Is this only applicable to navigational needs primarily, or also anything on the engine and machine parts?
Yeah. So I just explained, right?
Yes,
we are then, of course, pretty competent on the engine and systems as well, and we make sure that we dive deep into the component and make sure we give what the status, the running status of the operational status of that equipment or like machinery over a period of time.
Right. What is the feasibility of this product reaching all the ships, and what's the time span? What's the vision of the company in the next? How many years do you plan to get this in the market with everybody else?
Right. I mean, Shaukat, we have plenty of players, in the system, and as we know, data is the new oil. Yeah, that's going to be the disruptor of the future if it hasn't already been. And we make sure that we have this with data. We are able to fix all the issues and have this transported across the various stakeholders within the industry. So once people start appreciating that you need to fill data one time from a single data source on board, you're not duplicating effort, and then you're pushing that across, and you're able to meaningfully do fleet performance management, and you're able to do commercial and technical performance, then I guess the spread will be quicker. So connectivity, we saw Jonathan's globe from up in the space. We could see those satellites, and hopefully if internet connectivity becomes affordable and viable, well, we should have a quicker reach on the 60,000 odd vessels soon. Yeah, sooner than later. Shaukat, that's the short answer.
Yeah. In fact, Jonathan's speech and what he said was very inspiring, because I feel once communication and technology and connectivity increases, it just doesn't increase itself. I mean, it comes with an increase of everything else. So every kind of technology which is supported on the maritime community, connectivity. True. Exactly. So one last question, Kaushik, and this is because a lot of things are happening on board. Some of them I have seen over many months are very good ashore, and very good technologies ashore, but they're not practicable for the ship staff on board. So are you giving training onto the ship staff, and what is how for the implementation? It has to be feasible for the ship staff on board to use this, right?
Very, very true. And that's exactly one of the main reasons why plenty of the solutions in the past have failed. They're not intuitive enough, and they don't give the user the flexibility and the range to log in their data. So as a result, all these solutions then fall by the wayside. So we have made sure that we have made a robust, simple to use solution, which is then very easily scalable and translated. So we have a hand-holding session as soon as we launch the solutions with whosoever. We are constantly in touch with the crew as well, and if they need any hand-holding, it's provided their own. But we have not really felt the need. I mean, we have our solutions on over 5,000, 6,000 vessels, and we don't really see this as a challenge. It's quite intuitive, and people are really very IT smart these days and data smart.
Yes, I agree with you. And this brings me to the end of my chat with Kaushik Seal. And I really like the tagline that you put under your StormGeo. It says, navigate tomorrow, today. It's in line with what Bart, the Consul General of Netherlands, showed a video yesterday. Many of us, thousands have seen that video, and it said maritime future is today, is now. So what's happening in the future is actually happening right now. So it's very nice. So ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers who've been staying with us, engaging with us over the last one day and today itself, throughout the sessions, who've been in our platform, networking, and then going to the booths, thank you for your engagement. And we were just having a one-on-one chat with Kaushik Seal from StormGeo. And please highly recommend you visit the StormGeo booth in the exhibition. So once you enter the lobby, you will find there are various doors, and you can click on the exhibition arena and just go visit all the other booths as well as StormGeo. And if you have any questions, put it to them right there. You can meet them, you can personally ask them, and you can download the brochure, watch the videos, and watch their gallery, watch their pictures. So Kaushik Da, and yeah, I come out with always Kaushik Da, yeah, because Kaushik Seal, and please keep doing the good work that you're doing. I would have loved to have you more and more on this session, but we are running back-to-back schedule. We are having another very important panel discussions, and we have some of the MDs and CEOs on the ship management side who will be talking to us in the panel discussion, which will start at 15:30 India time, and the topic would be embracing digital culture. So Kaushik Seal, I will also invite you, if you can stay over for a while and just be a part of that panel as well, and then ask a few questions that having you as a guest there would, of course, you have to enter through the other door now. Yeah,
right.
But
thank you very much.
My regards to regards to StormGeo, and I wish everybody, and I recommend everybody goes to your booth and starts a professional relationship with StormGeo. So from us at TIM 2021, this is Namaskar, and please do come back to us at 15:30 hours for the panel discussion.